Alright, so I was looking through different news articles and stuff, and this kind of jumped up to the top of the page that I was looking at. Gunman ambushed police in France. Alright, so this is what I just found a little while ago. Gunman ambushed police in French Quarter. One officer shot. Now this is from let's see. This is from WBRZ2 ABC, and they're talking about a shooting that just happened in New Orleans a little bit before 5 o'clock today. New Orleans. Say, New Orleans. Authorities are responding to a shooting in New Orleans French Quarter that left a police officer seriously hurt Friday. WWLTV reports the shooting happened shortly before 5 p.m. near the intersection of Royal Street and St. Philip Street. Now, on the New York Post, it's saying that it happened around 4:25 p.m. So it could have happened anywhere between that time period, between 4:25 and 5 o'clock. Witnesses said a man riding in a pedicabby suddenly stood up and began firing at a police vehicle. As it was sitting at a stop sign, at least 5 shots reportedly went into the driver's side door. Now, I didn't know what a pedicabby was. Call me ignorant to bicycles, but I've never seen one personally, so I didn't know what this was even called. But that's what it is. It's where somebody basically just bikes you around. So somebody was sitting in one of these and stood up and started firing at a police car. Okay, I can't do it this time. An officer was taken to the hospital where he is in serious but stable condition. Another officer who was also sitting in the vehicle was hit by shards of glass, broken glass, but was not seriously injured. The guy that was shot took a bullet right right under his eye in his upper jaw. Actually, it says it in the next area. Their superintendent, I'm just gonna call him Superintendent Ferguson, said one of the officers ended up with a bullet in his skull after they were ambushed. The bullet is now lodged inside his skull, Ferguson said. Both officers were then transported to the hospital via other NOPD officers who responded to this scene. The suspected shooter ran away but was arrested shortly afterward and taken to the hospital with an unknown medical ailment. That person was not has not been identified at this time. So they're not telling us who it is yet. Um, I'm kind of betting the reason he did this is the same reason all the riots have been going on and the 2 police officers were shot out in Oakland when all this first started, or David Dorn being shot. Well, David Dorn, his was because he was trying to do the right thing and stop looters from destroying and stealing from his friend's business. But these officers were just sitting in their car, so they weren't even responding to something that somebody would have a gun. These officers were just sitting at a stop sign. This is what I keep saying when I say that there's a slippery slope happening. Uh, the police, people are like, oh, the police had no right to kill this person or that person, even though most of the ones that I've looked into personally have shown that the person was resisting arrest, attacking the police, or some other thing that they were doing that they weren't supposed to be doing. I have not found many cases where a police officer just turns around and starts shooting at somebody. Well, there was the one lady cop that shot that guy in the back and thought it was her taser that she had in her hand, but that's training. That wasn't her trying to shoot him. That's her training failed her, and she lost her job as she should have. Uh, I mean, she should have also been charged with and convicted of felony assault with a deadly weapon because that's what that is. Uh, See, I'm not the type that says, "Oh, police don't do anything wrong," because there are police that should be arrested for what they do, and when they're not, I'm just as mad as anybody else. But I don't go destroying cities or attacking police officers like this guy tried to kill two police officers. Uh, but from another article that I read, this one right here, uh, the gunman was found with the right here. Cops arrested the alleged gunman within minutes and found the weapon they believed was used in the shooting. So they have the weapon, they have all of their evidence. I don't think that they have the officers' names up or this guy. Oh, well, he's the officer, the second officer. The second officer that just got hit with the uh, shards of glass and got minor cuts is a second officer, a 16-year vet of the department, suffered minor cuts to one arm when glass shards hit him. The two officers were ambushed, Ferguson said. This is a dark day for our officers, and I ask you to keep them in your prayers. Um, where's the part? Oh, no, it was, I think it's down more. Um, oh, dude, this police officer is a freaking gangster, bro. He walked into the hospital holding his cheek with a bullet in his head. Well, in his cheek, but it's still a skull, dude. He walked into the hospital holding the wound, like, okay, I've been shot, help. That man, he's stronger than me. They'd have had to bring me with a stretcher. I don't even care. I could be fully conscious and everything, but I was just shot in my face, bro. I'm gonna be sitting in a chair. You're gonna be wheeling me back to the operating table. Oh, here's the part that I wanted to highlight here. This is amazing. In the aftermath of the shooting, a retired Army veteran performed first aid on the officer's face wound. So, a military vet, an Army vet, thanked this man for his service, doing it on the field and right here on American soil. He seen this police officer was shot and went over and started giving him first aid. That right there is good training. You see what I mean? Like, this guy, he didn't even think about it. Uh, I know I'm only going off this one line of text, but I could believe that this man didn't even think about it. He seen this officer was in distress and ran over and helped him. That's how we should be treating our officers. Because you give respect to get respect. If we are treating our officers as if they are human, they would treat everybody else as if they were human and not have to be as amped and worried about, oh, dude, I might not go home tonight. You see what I mean? Um, I mean, I'm rambling a little bit, but this military dude, if I'm gonna look into it more and figure out uh, who he is, and I think I'm gonna try to find him on Facebook or something, and I'm gonna send him a little something. Uh, I'll probably send him some Black Rifle coffee or something like that, since I'm donating one to a vet, and half I think it's like half the proceeds when you buy Black Rifle coffee go to first responders. So I'm helping on both sides. And like before anybody just thinks that like, oh, free opinions just sitting here like, oh, guys, our officers need help. No, uh, me personally, I'm a felon, okay, but I do understand that police officers have a job to do, and they do it without. There have been times that I have seen officers do things that they did not have to do, but still did it to save innocent human being. New York, I was about 17. I was walking from Astoria back to, because I'm an idiot and I didn't realize how long the walk would be. I was walking from Astoria to Flushing, Queens, so I could jump on the bus and get up to College Point. Now, I should have been taking the train all the way down to Flushing, but I was like, hey, it's a nice night. I'm gonna walk it. It was me and like two other friends. Well, we go to the it's not a gas station, it's a little corner store, a bodega. And my two friends go inside so they could grab drinks, snacks, because I was 18, we were at a party, we were hungry. Um if you understand what I mean by that. So, I'm standing outside smoking a cigarette, and uh I don't even know this Hispanic dude, from what I could understand, because he started speaking Spanish to me first until I was like, hey man, I don't understand Spanish. And then he pulled a gun out on me and was like, good, I could say it in English. And he was telling me to empty my pockets. So I'm sitting there emptying my pockets, and a guy comes out of the store, which is behind him about 10 feet. It was an off duty police officer who realized what was happening, ran over and jumped on the guy, and he didn't have to do that. You see what I mean? He put himself at risk by jumping on a gunman. I don't think it was probably the smartest idea, because the guy could have just turned around and shot him. But he put his life on the line to save me. So I do have respect for police officers, because not every police officer is a piece of shit. Just like not every regular, everyday guy that you see walking down the street is a criminal. You see, I think that we should be respecting our police officers more, because some of them will do anything to keep the citizens that they are hired to protect safe. Uh, but yeah, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So let's recap this real quick. Police officer shot in the face. Uh, was a badass and walked himself into the hospital. Um, Badass Army veteran performed first aid on the police officer, and the dumbass that committed the crime of shooting a police officer in the face was arrested not long after with the weapon. Yeah, and people say, "Oh well, you know, uh, I side with the cops on this one. The cops didn't do anything wrong. They were just sitting there. This guy tried unloading on them. 5 shots. Uh, uh, they reported 5 shots were in the driver's side door of the police cruiser. 5. One of those shots hit him in the face, but he survived it. He is the luckiest man right now, because if it would have been if it would have been up higher and hit him in the eye, he could have lost an eye. It could have went straight through his eye and hit him in the brain. He'd been dead, or at least severely disabled after that. Man, I kind of want to figure out this guy's name too, so I can find him on Facebook and buy him a thing of Black Rifle coffee too. All right, guys. So that's the end of this one. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this a little bit and figure out what I'm doing with it. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you liked, didn't like, so I can make my content better. I know my reading is weird because reading out loud, I get anxiety about it, and I start to sound like I'm like I'm in the fifth grade. It's just anxiety. This is also only the third video I've made where I'm actually reading out news. Normally, my other channel that I do stuff on and my live streams are normally gaming, so it's not really hard for me to just keep talking and uh, because I'm not reading anything. So it's just really free flow thought. I'm just blah blah blah. This I'm actually trying to bring together some semblance of reality into my the videos that I create, because I've been getting really into the news and politics and this and that, and I have been for a long time, but I'm finally starting to not have the anxiety anymore to where I could actually make videos and talk, even though I'm not talking to anybody. Uh, well, I'm talking to whoever watches the video, but I'm sitting in a room by myself, you know. So please like, subscribe, tell me what you think. Yeah, be nice to somebody, and they'll be nice to you, hopefully.